general questions is fine.
So with that in mind, remembering why we're here, remembering, being sincere, being honest with yourselves, I'm going to start off with the first question, inshallah, and that will set the scene, inshallah. So my first question to you, this is very serious, right, is, that video that you did of you imitating Dr. Zakir Naik? You seen it, lads? Honestly, how many takes?
That's a question. He says, is it true you have made a video on Dr. Zakir Naik? Ask you if you're alive. There is absolutely no mention of this in the book. There's no mention of this in the book, of the answer to the question. There's a reason why I do that impression. Just in case some people are thinking, whoa, he was going so well. He did a nice reminder, now he's gone to mocking people. I've done a couple of videos on this, on Dr. Zakir Naik, and it's actually reached Dr. Zakir Naik, and he liked it. So he's liked the impression, so it's not mocking. Yeah, just hold on to the question.
Jazakallah, that's amazing. If you haven't seen it, guys, honestly, watch it. It's brilliant. My next question, you might have received this question before, but I remember maybe roughly 10 years ago, maybe when you were at the beginning of your experience becoming a YouTuber, I remember teaching some children at the Karima Saturday school. And when you have those kind of careers days with your students and you say, what do you want to be when you're older? Let's have a chat about it. And then I still remember roughly 10 years ago, one of the young brothers said to me, I want to be a YouTuber. And as you know, I'm a school teacher, so when you have that thing in your mind, okay, so take it in, but let's kind of guide you towards, why don't you consider this, and being a YouTuber is a nice kind of Saturday job if you would like, kind of thing. And you kind of go from that default to now me sitting here with you, having watched your content and thinking, subhanallah, what got you into kind of YouTubing in that time when, right now, it's big, it's huge. But back then, you were one of the early birds. What was your journey then?
Quite simply, it was, okay, how can I do this? But also, I see so many people, they make videos, but the videos don't really mean anything. It's just somebody lip-syncing a song, somebody just throwing flour on somebody and shouting it's a prank, somebody saying something ridiculous to somebody and saying, there's a camera there, I should be allowed to say that, and I'm saying like ridiculous stuff. And I was like, well, what's the point of making stuff like that? Imagine if I could make something, it's fun, but also I'm giving da'wah as well. Like people, even when I pass away, those videos are still doing well and I'm getting reward for that. So it was that whole business thing that, okay, I get to have fun, but also I get to make content as well that people are benefiting from. So that's literally what it was. And talks like this, I'd be sitting in the gathering, like that's why I don't know who. I can picture myself in this gathering. Anytime a speaker would come and talk about Islam, talk about Allah and His Prophet, I would take that stuff seriously. I would say, we all believe in Allah, believe in the Quran, then why wouldn't you do good things? And why would you do bad things? So I would take that stuff seriously. And then when an opportunity came to give da'wah, I would look at the Imam and I was like, wow, every word he's saying, or somebody giving da'wah, every word he's saying he's getting rewarded for. That makes good business sense. Yeah, like my Jannah, I want the Jannah to be massive. Because when I was young, it was just me and my mum in a council flat, very small, very congested. So I was like, palaces in Jannah? All I gotta do is be patient, read Quran, pray my salah, stay away from batil, stay away from the waste man. I think I could do that. Don't be a waste man yourself. Okay, I think maybe I could do that as well. I think I could do that as well. So that's literally what it is. It was very simple kind of thing. I didn't have a big plan in mind. It was just, I took the people that spoke about Allah and His Rasul serious. I'd crack jokes and stuff, but I was like, look, this is amazing. In fact, talking about Allah, like that's fantastic. How can I do that? I would see my teachers in the masjid doing that, and I was like, how can I take their information and put that? So I'd do sketches and stuff like that. It was literally taking from them, but just repackaging in a different way. That's all that was.
Subhanallah, subhanallah. One last question from me before I open it up to you guys to ask any questions you like. Put your hand up if you have ever watched a Speaker's Corner debate? Anything on YouTube, Speaker's Corner, put your hand right up in the air. I want to see all those hands, right? So I would say the majority, I would say, right? Seeing you, I'd say even more now, recently, more active in Speaker's Corner as well. A place where kind of you go to and there's loads of people who want to strike a debate, want to prove you wrong, want to show you that they're the kind of King Kong there, and you know they're going to catch you out some way, somehow, some form, shape. How did you get into that, and what is that experience like for those of us who kind of watch the debates online? What is it like being there in that environment, and how did you get there?
How did I get there? I used my early years to just absorb and suck in knowledge as much as I can. Like when I was young, I refrained from giving my opinion unnecessarily when there were people of more knowledge, because I knew I just need to absorb as much as possible, because there's going to be a time where it's going to be required. And that's all it was. And then alhamdulillah, a time came that, you know, you slowly pick up, you learn how to speak in public, you learn and you refine your skills, you pick up knowledge, you pay attention to these debates online, you make notes, and then slowly, you know, you learn, and that's all it is. It's a slow process. I wish I could say, you know, it's A, B, and C, but it's literally a slow process. And when you're there, yes, naturally they will come and they will get you, you know, they will try to get you from every angle, but وَهُوَ يَتَوَلَّى الصَّالِحِينَ. Allah is the guardian of the righteous. We have Allah, the Prophet ﷺ, our religion is so simple, makes sense, it's so effective, it's the truth. It's so easy to give da'wah, literally. That's what it is. But unfortunately, you do need academia. You do need to know your English, you do need to know your Arabic and stuff like this to effectively preach Islam. Like you guys, no matter, you might be thinking, yeah, you're going to be asked this stuff. Like when you go to school or when you move to a different area, why do you pray? Why do you fast? Why are you going to Saudi and why are you going around the Kaaba? Why are you doing that? Well, why do you do that? So you're going to have to explain, yeah, the Kaaba, you know, we circumambulate the Kaaba, we don't worship the Kaaba, we worship Allah. We pray to Allah, we pray at the Kaaba. Yeah, so these sorts of things, like the earlier you start paying attention, the more you guys will be able to give good responses and save your iman and the iman of the people around you. The longer it takes you, because Islam's the only way. I wish, so I live in South London, you know, I wish I could tell you there was another way, but literally there isn't. Yeah, as a kid I would be following, I'd be there right now. But Islam is the only way. That's why I came from South London, train, tube, all that, just to come and see you guys, spend some time with you guys and have some Jimmy's pizza as well, isn't it?
Inshallah. Jazakallah. Okay, open it up to you guys. Who has a question, inshallah? Did you point at somebody over here?
I think he was first, yeah.
Bismillah.
What made you not start YouTube talking about Islam and other stuff?
So what made you start YouTubing talking about Islam, yeah?
Yeah.
It was the people. The thing is, they say when good people don't come forward, you see the bad people coming forward and saying the things that you don't agree with. It was literally that. When I saw the negative people talking about Islam, I was like, but that's not true. But they had the platform. So that's what it was, just negative people talking about Islam, and I was like, that's not true. And then in order to kind of combat that, I had to go on there, and then I had to kind of play them at their own game. And what sometimes they claim that Muslims are, they say, oh, Muslims, you're so angry. But why don't you have a laugh? Then I was like, okay, why don't we have a laugh? Then why don't we also deal with this at the same time as well? So sometimes that's what you have to do, you know? Just play people at their own games.
Alhamdulillah. Bismillah.
How did they know the stories of the gods? How do they know this story happens?
How did they know?
Yeah.
That's a very good question. That's actually a good question. And that's a question I would ask a Hindu. And you know what the Hindu would respond? They would say, oh, we've heard it. We've heard it. But I've also heard a child say that he's a potato. That doesn't mean well, today you might identify as a potato. I don't know if you can even critique that. But yeah, you're asking the right question. What's the evidence? What's the proof? And I'm going to be honest, the proofs that I've heard haven't been very convincing. It's just, oh, we've heard, well, it says it in that book. I was like, who wrote that book? Oh, this individual wrote that book. But who told him? Oh, we don't know. So how do you know he didn't just make it up? So that's a good point. Maybe because people made it up, that's why the stories sound very difficult to believe. Very good question. As a future debater. MashaAllah. That's how I want you to be thinking.
MashaAllah. Bismillah at the back.
Yeah, I know the brother talked quite extensively about Hinduism and their gods. So you mentioned quite a few different gods with arms and legs and being good and all that. In all of that, I just want to know, where does the cow come into it?
So I was under the impression, and I made this mistake, I was under the impression that they worship the cow.
Right.
But they actually don't. Because I made this point and then some of them got they got angry and they said, look, we don't worship the cow. We highly revere the cow. Yeah. However, the god of earth called Bimmi, when he or she or they went to heaven, they took the form of a cow. Yeah. And normally, typically, that god takes the form of a cow and then goes to the heaven. Which is, pastors can interpret that however they want, but they claim they don't worship the cow. But from their behavior, they do. Some of them do claim that, and a significant, group do claim that drinking cow urine is good for you. In fact, there was a consortium of Hindus. They were positing that drinking cow urine was cure to the coronavirus. You probably remember that, isn't it? Yeah. And one of their guys, he was, I think, member of parliament. I think he subscribed to that idea as well. Drinking cow urine. Don't try this at home, yeah? Don't go home and... No, we don't believe in that. Don't believe in that. But Jazakallah for the question.
Bismillah.
I've got a two-part question. First of all, welcome to the location in Jazakallah for giving us your knowledge.
Sorry, what did you say?
I've got two parts to my question.
Yeah. Did you say welcome to South Lahore?
No. Welcome here.
Oh, because some people try. I thought maybe it's an inside joke or something.
Maybe. Well, it depends where you identify you are, I suppose.
What if you identify as a potato?
Two parts to my question. First part is, for a lot of the people, I would assume that they're in the early part of their life. So
Yes.
what are the likely distractions that they're likely to experience as they move forward in throughout their life? And the second part of my question is, again, because a lot of the people who are very youthful, they're probably unmarried and they may be looking to get married in the future. How would you propose that they could find themselves someone who's righteous, who's able to keep them, and they are able to keep them both on the righteous path?
MashaAllah. Thank you for welcoming me to South Lahore. So the first question is what sort of issues and problems they will go through. To be honest, the biggest issue you guys have heard, it's actually comparison, comparing yourself with other people. Back in the days, people would be in a village or in a city and you'd just be compared with your cousin, your brother, few people in the city or the village, and that's about it. If you wanted to know about neighboring cities and stuff like that, it would be through newspapers and radios. It would be very difficult. Now, for you guys, there's just so much comparison. You go on social media, everyone's posting a picture of themselves in a certain location, doing certain skills. Like you guys, you might learn a certain skill. You'll be excited. But then when you go home and you watch somebody play football or you type in skills, you're like, oh, my skill is rubbish. Yeah, compared to this. But compared to this. Yeah, that's why they say comparison is the thief of joy. Theodore Roosevelt said this, and somebody added on. And social media is a sidekick. Social media will take that from you. Yeah? So the more you're on social media comparing yourself to other people, oh, this person's stronger than me, this person's faster than me. You have to be happy with the way you are. Yes, improve yourself, but when you start comparing people, there's no way out. It's like a hole that just gets deeper and deeper and deeper. So social media alongside comparison. alongside comparison. Some of you guys, mashallah, you're very smart, you're very intelligent, you work hard. You might not be intelligent now, but you work hard. And I'm telling you, persevere, and you'll outlast people. Yeah, if you stick with Islam, you will outlast people. And so that is the second point, is holding on to Islam. Some people let go of the rope, and they start letting go. The more you let go, the more you start, oh, let me see what this person says, let me see what that person says. You start watching non-Muslims telling you about how to live your life. That's when it starts going into a decline as well, because they need Islam. They're coming to Islam. Yeah, so social media definitely is an issue, and not adhering to Islam, is letting go of that rope. Yeah, I'd say definitely that's the issue. And the second thing, marriage. I don't know. I mean, is anybody looking to get married? I see the classic joke is like you just point to your friend, like it's him. So yeah, look, if you're to get married, I'm going to be honest, guys, and you've seen enough social media clips to know this. The pressure is on the man. Yeah, if as a man you're not providing, yeah, let's just say you spend your younger years just wasting time. Yeah, whatever. Everyone needs a partner. Everyone needs to get married. In order to get married, you're going to need a job. In order to even attract a mate, you have to be confident. You can't just be laughing and giggling and doing. You have to be able to hold a conversation. Yeah, you have to be an interesting person, somebody with hobbies. Just hanging around, with your friends, it's not a hobby. Playing football, mashallah, this is why I think this place is fantastic. London, I mean, it's very difficult to come across a place like this where you guys can come and chill. But sometimes, I don't know how much a place like this is actually appreciated. But having a place like this that you can come and it's a safe place, I think it's fantastic. Yeah, it's fantastic. So there's a lot of pressure, especially on the males. Because a female, she flutter their eyelids, wear promiscuous clothes, and they'll get attention. If a man does that, he's weird. Yeah, it's unusual. Like, why is he doing that? Unless if he identifies as a pogo stick. But the point is, a man is more responsible. Yeah, and society doesn't care. Like if you guys are doing whatever out and about, whatever. But the thing is, when it comes time for you to settle down, are you going to be able to pull a mate? Are they going to trust you? Like this person, will a woman say, I'm willing to dedicate my life to this person? Yeah, will you be a form of safety? Are you knowledgeable? Are you intelligent? You don't have to be intelligent, but knowledgeable in the sense that you have to know what you're doing. You're going to be leading a household. Are you confident? Are you able to hold a conversation? Is she going to be like, if you're going in a marriage meeting and you can't even hold a conversation and you keep saying like, yeah, we'll just get married, like, innit, like, so like, some people are like, what's going on? Like, it just compose yourself, think about what you're going to say, and then say it. Stuff like this is how to convey, how to articulate yourself. It's very powerful. Sometimes you could be the muscles, but in this day and age, the muscles is not good enough. It's not enough. You have to be able to articulate and carry a conversation. Even when you're sitting with your uncles and your aunts and you're sitting there, you notice that the person that grabs the room is the person that is confident, that can hold a conversation. As is happening here as well. If I was here, just brothers, follow Islam, if you want. Subscribe to me. You don't have to, You're going to be like, who is this clown? So you do have to be, and you do have to understand and think ahead. That's very important. If you are working on yourself, come here, play football. I'd say playing football is very important. Yeah, you learn leadership skills. You learn how to, be loyal to your team. You're a defender, defend. You're a striker, strike. Yeah. If a striker's not striking, a defender's not defending, your team's going to lose. You have to understand the role. So understand your role in life. Yeah. If you understand your role, and don't underestimate education. I know education is put down, and books are made to seem boring. But I'm telling you, if you're able to draw a connection with books, and it's fun, think it's fun to read, boy, you've tricked the system. You've escaped the matrix. Yeah, You're the top B. Yeah, the top book reader. Whatever that is. Yeah? But that's the thing. And it's stuff like this that will make you somebody that people will want to be friends with you because you're interesting. You're not just sitting there quiet, just miserable. You know, even in football, I don't know if it's this. Back in the days when I was in secondary school, I was year 7. Anytime the year 10s and 11s would play, they'll score a fantastic goal. They wouldn't celebrate because it was cool not to celebrate. I was like, that's a fantastic goal though. Should be celebrating. So it's just, it doesn't really make sense to me. But there's certain logics, there's certain things, but always think ahead, guys. Yeah, be with your friends, be cool. I'm not saying be a dopey one with your friends and always get picked on, stand up for yourself and everything, but also think ahead. You're going to be the leader of a family. Yeah, and your looks aren't going to carry you, frankly. Yeah, women actually find 80% of men unattractive. That's statistics. So 80% in the room, women will find you, that's me included, unattractive. Maybe not me included. But it's a fact. So then you have to rely on other things. Charisma. Yeah, your character. Are you an interesting person? If you're sitting there going, la, 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 and you're just talking about your favourite football team and getting angry if the person supports Liverpool or Manchester United, I mean, you're not really in for, there's not really much hope. So
Man U supporters are cool though.
Huh? They what?
Man U supporters are cool though.
They're cool.
They're cool.
But why are they called the Red Devils then?
I don't know. Use that one on me, guys.
So the point here, guys, is, I hope I answered your question. I'm all for, I think it's very important. Like my childhood, I don't think I had much of a childhood, so I appreciate that. I think it's important. Work hard, but play hard. When you're playing, play like that's it. Enjoy yourself fully and completely. When it's time to study, fully and completely. When we're going to pray, the only thing that matters is your salah. When you're doing a comprehension, the only thing that matters is the comprehension. When you're a striker, when you're a midfielder, the goal. Score. Win. Yeah, the elders know the famous line from Rocky 2. Win. That's it. It's not even a line, it's a word. Yeah, the wife of Rocky says win, and then that's it. The movie just changes direction from there. Yeah, so hope that answers the question.
Jazakallah. Hamza, you got a question?
Yeah, I've got 2 parts. The first part of the question, the second part of the question. So the first question, say an atheist or someone who doesn't believe in Islam comes to you during school and asks Islamic questions, how would you approach that? And my second thing is, before you leave, could you do the iconic Assalamu alaikum, please?
I will, inshallah. But the thing is, I don't know when I'm going to leave. Because there might be, some people might come and ask some private questions afterwards. So if I do that, it's like a person says goodbye to everybody, goes out, and they have to come back in to get their jacket. It's just...
At the end of the question answer.
Okay, okay, inshallah. The first point was, if an atheist comes to you at school asking a question, what should you do?
Yeah, how should you respond to it?
How should you respond? Firstly, I would be happy. Yeah, if an atheist is coming, because religious discussions always hold the most benefit. Sometimes when you talk about religion, people are like, talking about religion. Let's talk about something else. So if someone's asking a question about this, that's fantastic now, because whatever you say, they're going to listen to you. And then now's the easy work. It depends. Let's just say we're an atheist. Let's just say we're having a discussion. I didn't want to make you an atheist. Say the shahada again afterwards, isn't it? So let's just say you're the atheist, I'm the Muslim. Engage me, isn't it? We're in a conversation.
Yeah. I know.
So ask a question that they would ask you to me.
Why do you believe in one God?
Why do I believe in one God?
Not 3.
What's your name?
Hamza.
No, you're atheist. Need to be in the role, be in the mindset. Harry, yeah? Harry, do you believe in God, Harry? You don't believe in God, yeah? Okay. So you said, why is there one God instead of many gods? Because Harry, if there was loads of gods, then if let's just say there's 2 gods, yeah? One of the gods wants this bottle to be green. The other one wants it to be red. And there's another God that wants it to be blue. What color is the bottle going to be? Yeah, how are they going to decide? They're going to start fighting each other. Like some of the Hindu gods. Yeah, like Shiva beheaded, Ganesh. And then it's helpful to have these examples. And then a war started. Parvati and her crew versus Brahma and his crew. It was problematic. Yeah, it was all chaos. So yeah, that's the logic behind there being one God. And everything depends on this one God. If there's multiple gods, then one God depends on another God, and by definition, that can't be a God anymore, because it's dependent. Would that be enough, yeah? Oh, easiest atheist I've had to deal with.
Subhanallah. Harry.
So repeat after me, Harry. Ashhadu. Maybe later.
Subhanallah. Bismillah.
I was just going to say off the back of that, so what you're saying then is when being engaged and challenged by non-Muslims, or even other Muslims that may have questions for you about your own beliefs or why you follow a certain sect or something, would you say that knowledge is the key? And how important is knowledge? My question is, how important is knowledge for us?
I'll say knowledge is important, but more important is sincerity. You have to be sincere. Because if you just want the person to convert, or you're drilling them with knowledge, that's not enough. You have to be sincere. Sometimes you'll use the most basic of arguments, but the person sees the sincerity, like this person's not trying to put me down, they're not mocking me. So that person will feel that, and they'll actually engage in that conversation more. But if you're trying to put them down and try to plow them with knowledge, it depends how that knowledge is presented. But you can be sincere, but if that's sincere, it's a gun with no bullets. You just go pew, pew, pew. That's all you're going to do. You just whack them over the head with that pistol. You're not really going to be able to do much. Then after you got the sincerity, which is the gun, then you need the bullets. That's where the knowledge comes in. Yeah, so the both, I think, are necessary and important. One without the other can't function. So yeah, of course you need knowledge. And especially nowadays, even if you guys are like, no, I'm too cool, it doesn't matter. You're going to be asked why you pray. And if you don't give a solid answer, they're going to mock your religion. And you guys, most of you guys have a ghaira. You have like, how's my man disrespecting my religion like that? I will smack you up. But you can't do that though. Yeah, because certain people I knew, they'd be like, trust me, man, if somebody comes and says that, I will mash him up. But that doesn't work nowadays. You can't do that. Because let's just say you do smack him up, mash him up. But the thing is, they will get that on camera and say, oh, what does Islam mean again? You say, oh, yeah, Islam means peace. Oh, that's peace, yeah? You mashing up that guy, you smacking him up. Islam is peace. I told you, Islam is peace. Don't ever ask me that again. It doesn't make sense. Yeah, it's counterproductive. You have to be smart about these things. Mash him up, but academically. Hang him with love.
Subhanallah.
Yeah.
Jazakallah. Bismillah.
Yeah, just what Islamic books do you recommend for us?
For you guys, I think normally, do you go madrasa? What curriculum are you doing? You got the hadith book, the fiqh book, akhlaq book.
Starting with it.
Are they like tasheel books, or are you doing talimul haq? Do you know what they're doing? What curriculum they're doing? Are they doing nasiha books?
Primary, right?
No,
Alamiya, mashallah, mashallah. Which year?
starting it too.
Starting year 2.
Stick with the alamiya books. Stick with the alamiya books.
But kind
You're
of
on the right track.
outside of that, reading any you would recommend?
How old are you? 12. I would say read there's one book, if somebody wants to get into dawah and stuff like that, or just understand, just be in a good position. Divine Reality of Hamza Zurtsis is pretty good. Hamza, I think, has come here a couple of times, few times. Hamza Zurtsis. So his book's called The Divine Reality. It's a very good book. Yeah, and he's written it well. That's good. So you got Hamza Zurtsis, that's like maybe the teens might be able to do that. But there's a good book, The Quran, The Timeless Quran by Abu Zakaria. That's good. Forbidden Prophecies by Abu Zakaria is pretty good as well. So these are very good basic books. But even like Talimul Haq, or these basic books that tell you about Islam, tell you about the 5 pillars and what we believe in, I think that would be a very good starting point. Yeah, inshallah.
Yes.
So my question is, it's more simple, but it's one that kind of lays the groundwork for religion in total, and it's kind of just when you're approached by people in the workplace, in school and things like that, you're often given the question, why do you believe in God? Or can you prove to me that God exists? And things like that. And it's quite a simple question, but ultimately it's massive. So do you have an answer?
So the best thing before giving da'wah to somebody is find out where they are. Yeah, like, what do you believe, Dave? Yeah, or whatever. So do you believe there's a God? Where do you believe we came from? Where do you believe the universe came from? So I would not recommend jumping straight into it and start going on the defensive mode, because I don't think we should be on the defensive all the time. Yeah. So challenge the idea of there being, if a person comes to me and says I'm an atheist, that's an active claim. They're claiming categorically there is no God. So I'm saying, are you really an atheist? So, yeah, I'm an atheist. I don't believe there's no God, mate. No God. It's like, you're convinced? Yeah, I'm convinced. Prove it. Do you see what you've done? You've now shifted the burden of proof now. Because sometimes people will come and they say, no, how can there be a God? So you're convinced there's no God. If they say yes, they're in problems. They have to say, I'm not sure. If they give you, I'm not sure, that means a person, he's a bit on it. And that's when you then just find out their beliefs and just find out why. And there's no rush. Sometimes people rush the conversations. Just say, yeah. So how do you believe this universe came into existence? I think it just happened by itself. I think over years, evolution and this, that. Just find out where he is and what he's doing. And then it'll be easier for you to dismantle it. Sometimes some brothers, they jump into it straight away. It's like, yeah, but you're an atheist. I didn't say I'm an atheist. You're like, oh, so what are you then? I didn't tell you. I'm actually a Hindu. You're like, no way, I didn't know that. So find out, and then don't always be on the defensive. When they're like, yeah, why? How comes Muslims do this and Muslims do that? You're like, you're an atheist. How comes atheists do this and atheists do that? Well, not all atheists are bad. Well, not all Muslims are bad. Do you see? So it's like, again, we're going to jiu-jitsu, which is sometimes using the opponent's weight against them. If a very big opponent comes, just as he's charging towards you, last minute, just dodge. Just put your foot ahead and just trip him over and just let him... That's it, you're done. You know what I mean? Like Muhammad Ali, he had a really big opponent, George Foreman. And everyone was going to say he's going to get smashed, he's going to get pounded, he's going to be killed. But in the ring, he just kind of just clasped up, put his guard up, and he trained his core. And then that's it. He was bang, 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 bang. But he knew George Foreman had only trained for a certain amount of rounds. Afterwards, George Foreman started getting tired. Yeah. As he started getting tired, some say he said, now it's my turn. And then bang, 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 bang. And that's the iconic victory of Muhammad Ali. So sometimes we're so into the victory. Sometimes life is about taking punches as well. Because in a boxing match, you need to be able to take a few punches to know, okay, it's not that heavy. Like, okay, his jab's like this. Okay, let me feed him out. Let me take one of his hooks, but let me keep my guard up. Okay, I can take it. All right, let me throw him one. Let me see how he reacts. You don't go in like, no one does that. Unless you're angry with the person genuinely. Yeah, but no one does that in a boxing ring. It doesn't work like that. Does that answer your question, yeah?
Jazakallah. Okay, put your hand up if you've got a question. One person here, one question, yeah, one. Is there one here, two? Okay, hey, we'll have those two questions inshallah, and then we will stop for Maghrib.
What time's Maghrib?
Maghrib has just kicked in, I believe.
Okay, we'll do these two questions and we call it a session.
Yeah, inshallah. Okay, Bismillah.
So one day, I was just casually sitting in class. Some guy came up to me, told me he wanted to join Islam. And I was like, yeah, when do you want to convert? He was like, oh, when I'm 18. Do you think I should have said anything to him at that moment?
Yeah, I think you should have. Ask him, why 18? Why don't you want to do it now? And then he might then tell you about his parents and say, oh, my parents are strict, or, we come from a Christian household. So in that situation, what you say is, look, you don't have to make your Islam public. You can accept it secretly and practice it secretly. Do you see? So always ask a follow-up question and find out, what the reason is. Just like with you guys, if somebody comes up to me and says, I did this, I'm not going to judge you. I'm just going to ask, what happened? Yeah, context is so important. So when they say that, ask the question, and then you can say, brother asked a very good question.
Yeah.
Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum salam.
What would you do? You had a
I'll
job.
punch him in the face.
You had a job, and you needed that job. You couldn't use, like, I don't know, you got a YouTuber, for example, and your employer asked you to wear a rainbow badge on your uniform to show your support. What would you do in that scenario?
I would say to him, I was like, what's his name, by the way?
Bob.
Bob. I say, Bob, do I have to wear this? What would he say?
Yes, to show your support with the gay.
But Bob, you know that part of the part of the rules of this country is freedom of religion. Bob, don't you know this? You know I could sue you, Bob. You want to be sued? Do you? You do?
Say no, Bob.
I could do with the money then. Let's do it. Until then, I'm going to put this right here. So you have a choice. You don't have to do it. It's not an obligation. Sometimes they'll make you feel like it's an obligation, but it's not. You don't have to. That's why it's put everywhere. Yeah, and be very careful with your responses as well. Yeah, because it's very heavy in schools. The whole LGBT thing is very heavy in schools. So that's why I'm saying how you convey. Certain clips have gone viral of kids when the teachers said, well, they've turned around and somebody behind them identifies as a cat, and they're like, what? How can someone identify as a cat? Teacher comes, he can identify as however he wants, and that child is having a good discussion with the teacher. It's a good discussion, actually. I was pleasantly surprised. So you have to learn how to articulate your point and understand the basic things about the country that you're living in, the law, who the king is, some people still think we're being ruled by Queen Elizabeth. Shocking, frankly. Yes, like imagine if you say that and you're trying to be taken seriously. So having general knowledge and being able to articulate and put your points across in a way that it will get you taken seriously. Even your teacher will be like, oh, I need to be careful. Yeah, because this person is, they pay attention. If somebody's there like, no one's going to take you seriously. It's like Bob.
Jazakallah. We're going to break for Maghrib now. I know that you are going to stay for a short while after Maghrib anyway, while you guys are eating and doing your activities. Jimmy's, you got to try Jimmy's out, obviously.
So yeah, inshallah, when I'm eating, if somebody just wants to come, look, don't say, I don't want to disturb him, I know he's going to be busy, or he doesn't like people coming up to him. Look, you want pictures? You come and ask for pictures. If I'm eating, whatever, because wallahu alam, we're going to meet again, we're not going to meet again. Don't feel shy, I'm not that type of guy, yeah? So just come. If you want to ask something, you want to sit with me and just ask something, you just, alhamdulillah, no problem. Yeah?
Alhamdulillah. But with that, I will take the opportunity to say Jazakallah for taking your time to travel to us. Traveling from South London. It's a long journey that you took today. It's a long evening for you, away from your family as well and any other commitments you have. So Jazakallah for coming. And when I say welcome to the Karima family, I am hoping that inshallah we will see you again in the future as well. Jazakallah khair.
Wa iyyakum.